Kei, you want to choose? Go for it. That is head. Receive. A few photos, please, with Rick to that side. Thank you.
First set.
He's serving first.
Lleyton
Important for
Hewitt
him to get on the
serve.
board early.
Play.
First semi-final of the men's singles underway. And nice opening. First serve.
Love.
Well, that's very much one of Hewitt's favourite plays, going back behind the player. Serves wide, the player's recovering quickly to the centre. Hewitt loves that shot.
Quarter 15.
Early for either player to think about a challenge, perhaps.
Let's. Kei Nishikori challenge the call on the right. Fast
Maybe not.
Line. The ball is called in.
Yeah, not sure why you would challenge here, really. You're down 40-15 in the opening game. All this is going to, well, it was because it was so wide. That's why he challenged.
Yep.
So that will shake the linesman up a little bit if you miss one by a fair way. If it had been close, I'm sure he wouldn't have bothered, because it didn't get him to win the point. It only just gave him the opportunity to face a second serve instead of another first. He likes that. Well, his forehand too, but I was going to say he loves that backhand two-hander Nishikori. He rips that one, and he hurts Lleyton Hewitt here with the speed of this shot. Pretty easy shot to hit because the net cord slowed it up and gave him time, but good racket head speed to generate power there.
Advantage Hewitt. Game Hewitt.
First game going the way of the Australian.
First game.
Yes, it is a very hot day and it is cool in the bunker. We've got a lovely spot here to watch this match unfold.
It's hard not to be impressed with Roger Federer, though, isn't it? I mean, he's out there on a
15 love.
Blistering hot day, and he just does what's natural. He does what's good for the sport. What an ambassador he is. He stays out there signing those little kids' autographs. Just wonderful to see. Not all the players tend to do that. It's something I think they need to learn a bit more, and those young kids are the players of the future and the supporters. But he's a maestro at it.
Love.
Already perspiring dramatically, isn't he, Nishikori?
Yeah, well, there's a fair bit of tension out there as well. That's adding to the pressure, and the body starts to tense up.
Game Nishikori.
Okay, quick service hold, 1-1.
1 game all. Love.
It's quite a sedate opening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You get the feeling they both expect to be out here a while, and they're almost going to pace themselves and just
yeah.
It's like a marathon where you sort of keep
all.
pace with the runner in front of you, and you don't want to let them get away. And if they do go, you try and go with them, and that's going to be the thought process in the minds of both these players, we think.
I think a lot of Lleyton's natural instincts are to defend, and I think he plays some of his best tennis when he does get a little more on the front foot and blend the two. He wants to finish points, obviously, but the natural instinct against guys that are attacking him is just to defend first and ask questions later. I think in this situation he's got to be a bit careful here, probably, with Nishikori, who does take the ball incredibly early. We talked about this yesterday when he played Marin Cilic. He was rushing Cilic all the time, the bigger athlete, by taking the ball early and having it come back against his opponent quickly. Now, that's naturally not a bad thing for Lleyton Hewitt because he's a great defender, but today is hot.
Mr. Nishikori challenged the call, right far sideline. The ball was called out.
And to defend well, you really need to have your feet moving, which is one of Lleyton's fortes. But gee, on a hot day like this, you don't want to do it more than you have to. And that's a winner.
Call of returns.
So same lines person there has got her heart rate up early in the match. She's made 2 mistakes.
It has, well.
And the technology's harsh on a lines person.
Yeah, the point is overturned because Hewitt had no play, so the point goes to Nishikori.
Fault. (30-40).
In a tentative start from Hewitt, a couple of double faults in his opening service game, 6 unforced errors at the moment, so he's feeling the pressure as well.
Well, Nishikori doing what's natural to him,
Yes.
trying to take that ball on the rise, take it on the second serve, take it on the baseline and attack. It just jumps a little bit on him here. In fact, he was inside the baseline, really trying to take that ball early. Yeah, he was forced to come forward, wasn't he, Lleyton, there a little bit. The let cord made him come forward in the court, and by the time he made contact, he really had to follow this in. But it's, you know, it's just so dangerous going there and giving a player a chance to run at their forehand and pass you.
So break point for the second time.
Yes.
Two second serves and both missed it. And again, you can see the tension. He knew he had to attack Nishikori, but didn't really commit to it. He wanted to, but there's a little too much tension there. So both players still not freeing themselves.
Advantage Hewitt.
Hewitt survives. 2-1, first set.
Hewitt leads 2 games to 1. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a seat quickly, please. Time.
Lleyton Hewitt always so animated, driving himself onwards. He's the ultimate competitor.
Take a seat
So
quickly,
long.
please.
He's
Thank you.
had so many commendations, awards. He's had a commemorative stamp and a limited edition postcard printed in his honour by Australia Post. It's just one of so many accolades that he's been the recipient of over a very long and illustrious career.
Wasn't much intensity in that last look, was it?
Not much. As long as you're not at the other end of the court.
Love 15.
This was the first serve here that was in fact in. There's boy, even the lines people, etc., are a little on edge. There's been a few calls that have been missed.
Oh, I like that play. And he is awfully good with that forehand from the second court, Lleyton. He can go either way. Of course, this off forehand is a safer shot. You go over the lower part of the net. And he's done a lot of damage over the years with that at the right time. So gives him a window of opportunity here. You heard Lleyton there say too good. I mean, he tried to be aggressive on the first return again, didn't he? But what a defensive backhand that was, the first one that Nishikori hit. That one. And Lleyton wasn't ready for it, and from then on he was defending. Great forehand. Geez, a clean hitter.
$30 all.
Matosevic there in the middle of the box, who was comprehensively beaten by Roger Federer in the quarterfinals, looking on.
Loves his tucker, Marenko.
40-30.
Greek and Italian in particular, apparently. Couple of good first serves from 15-30 here of Lleyton Nishikori. Nishikori's going to challenge this. It looked pretty close from our position. Yes, indeed, it's good. So good challenge from Nishikori, and 2-all.
Game Nishikori. 2 games over.
Ball boy.
Haven't we seen some great tennis this week? Fitzy in the men's and the women's. Zarenka and Williams to play at the final here of the Brisbane International. What a field we've had here.
Love.
Never renowned for his big serving or never renowned for getting a lot of free points off serve, Hewitt. He's 37% first serves into play at this stage. And that will help. But he's going to need to get that up to at least 50%, one would suspect, to keep Nishikori at bay throughout the rest of this match. Brilliant.
He's impressive how he times the ball, Nishikori. You know, it's very obvious when you see him hit the ball, that the timing that's involved, that he's a quality player on the way up. Just sweet off the middle of the strings. Not a lot of effort there either. He can hit that shot in his sleep.
Let for service.
It's going to be a lot to do with attrition, isn't it, today? No doubt. They're both preparing themselves. And I think it's very relevant what you said. They're both feeling their way, knowing they're in for the long haul here. This is going to be a mental, competitive battle.
$40-15.
And perhaps this is where Hewitt is to keep his energy levels under control. He can get really fired up and emotional sometimes. And if you get over fired up, you chew up your energy supplies early. Couple of good first serves there, helping the cause. Hewitt 3-2 opening set.
Hewitt leads 3-2. Take a seat quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
Yeah.
$15 love. $15-all.
Two doubles apiece. Of course, the more first serves you miss, the more second serves you've got to hit. And that also adds to the fatigue factor.
Let for service. $30-15. $30-all.
Wow.
We had the same thought there, Jeff.
30-40.
Good forehand down the line, but this is a strange miss. He mishit it. Had the upper hand in the point and now finds himself in a little bit of strife. Oh, he'll be disappointed.
Well, he won't panic when he's down break point, Nishikori. He saved 15 of 16 break points yesterday against Marin Cilic, so he's been rather good in those circumstances.
Didn't try to overserve that first
No.
serve. Either 175. He really just three-quartered that into court. And again, one of his favourite plays, isn't it? He opens the court up with a wide serve, and he's normally so accurate. That's why it was strange to see him miss one at 30 all there, an easy forehand. But it's bread and butter for him normally.
Three first serves getting the job done for Nishikori. 3-all.
3 games all. Love 15.
He has a few options here, Hewitt, but couldn't quite get enough depth on that approach shot. Good lob from Nishikori, just apologising for the net cord.
Well, I think it's a sign of how good Nishikori's forehand is here. He opens the court up with this, and he can go either way. So Lleyton has to guess really early. He starts to move, so he just went one way because he knew that there'd be some heat on that forehand. Easy put away for Nishikori.
And I think the other statistic we saw just a moment ago, Fitzy, is there's 9 winners from Nishikori, only 3 from Hewitt, and that was your thoughts at the beginning of this match, that Hewitt sometimes gets a little passive, and we know Nishikori can probably generate a little bit more racket speed than Hewitt, so Hewitt has to find ways of stopping the Japanese player from having time to set up. Oh, wow. Gee, I thought he'd lost the opportunity there. Should have come into the net here, Hewitt. Instead, he's got to go back from a deep ball, leaning backwards, and hit the spot at 15-30.
Yeah, that's not an easy shot either. Oh. Going backwards behind the baseline to hit that over the high part of the net. Perfect shot. We've seen that a little bit in this tournament, where he balloons a ball. You know, I thought it was tension of the strings in the first round or two that he played, but I don't know whether that came off the throat of the racket or not, but that really took off. And he's not he's not looking at his strings as if to say it's the wrong tension. It's just sometimes he gets a flyer off there. Oh, saved with a good first serve. Probably incorporates a little bit of the attitude Nishikori had in the previous game on break point. Just three-quartered it down the middle. And luckily for Lleyton Hewitt there, Nishikori pushes it over the baseline.
Well, I think the operative word there was pushes it. You know, he was in position, Nishikori, really to have a good crack at it and didn't.
Well,
advantage, Nishikori.
You'd imagine, just watching this and seeing how it's starting to evolve, that Lleyton would want to increase his first serve percentage dramatically. He's only at 40%. He has to hit that second serve, and it's not a big enough second ball to hurt Nishikori. We saw Nishikori do that to Chilic's second serve yesterday, and that's a bit bigger than Lleyton's. Well, I'm glad he went down the line with that forehand. That's his favourite play, but occasionally, and we've seen it in this match once or twice, Lleyton's come in across court to the forehand, but he does the right thing. Goes down the line there. That was the play, and he didn't get it quite close enough to the line either, really, but gets away with it.
Yes, he did get away with it. Certainly a shot that Nishikori would fancy himself to make more often than not.
And finds one at last.
Advantage, Hewitt.
First ace, and pretty quick by Lleyton's standards. 196 kilometres an hour. Doesn't get too much quicker than that for him. Fighting hard, Hewitt. 4-3 now, he leads in the opening set.
Hewitt leads 4-3. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Time. Take a seat quickly, please. Thank you.
Nishikori serving with new tennis balls.
Love.
We've mentioned a couple of times it's very warm here in Brisbane today. This was at the change of ends. Hewitt with the ice towel. It's 42 degrees outside. Fortunately not as hot as that under the roof, but still very, very steamy.
It's where Lleyton gets defensive, isn't it? He plays a lot of his tennis from back there. He's been so good at it over the years, and he feels comfortable a long way behind the baseline. But in heavy conditions like this and with depleted energy stocks, sometimes you might drag the ball just a bit shorter than you intend and catch that net. So he possibly needs to be aware of that. Sure he is.
Love. 40-15.
Well, Lleyton's radar will be starting to just go up a little bit here. This will get his attention. A big double fault after leading 40 love Nishikori. He'll have some negative thoughts. If Lleyton can get to juice here, very quickly you can snatch a first set when you're up 4-3. Oh, good serve.
Kei Nishikori.
All right, 4-all, opening set.
4 games all. Light for service. Love.
Always such a good ploy against quick players to go back behind them. Oh.
Correction, Broswich. 30 love.
Well, that was a tight call as well from the lines person. A different one this time, but pretty casual here, Lleyton. It was deep. He fended it off, and it just happens to drop on the line. Great overall there from the central umpire. Quick and decisive.
Let's for service.
Gee, everyone's tight out here.
Yeah, it's
lines people.
Yeah, and the crowd it's hushed, isn't it? No one's really made a breakout yet.
Well, if he can get that first serve going down the middle, that's a bonus, because he loves the wide one to the first court, Lleyton. But if he starts to get a few free points down the middle, it really helps him no end.
40-15.
Well, it's been a 40-minute arm wrestle to this point. Hewitt, 5-4, first set.
Hewitt leads 5-4. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take a seat quickly, please. Time.
The shirtless Kei Nishikori, so endeavouring to cool off at the change of ends. Just prior to the beginning of this game, the Fanatics have been trying to get Lleyton Hewitt motivated. Nishikori 4-5.
Love.
He is prone a little bit to do that sometimes, Lleyton, you know, when he gets deep in the court, particularly from the slice down the line, because he has to generate all his own pace back there. And because of his flat trajectory, he tends to hit the net a bit with that shot. He needs to lift his sights on that in these oppressive conditions.
Well, Hewitt's certainly giving the Nishikori forehand a bit of a work over here, as if he thinks that's the weaker ground stroke. Nishikori, at the end, though, able to change direction and perhaps a little fortuitously coming up with a down-the-line winner that just flicked the tape. 23 shots in that rally.
Love. Kei Nishikori.
Well, that's what you want when you're serving at 4-5, a quick, easy service game.
5 games.
That's what Nishikori was able to achieve there. Some really good ground strokes. Again, often we see this sliding on hard courts. It's quite extraordinary. Do you ever slide on hard courts, Fitzy?
I'm not sure I created enough leg speed to have to slide, Jeff.
You slid taking off. Your traction was just incredible.
I slid a little bit when I was off balance, but really just respecting each other's position in this set, aren't they? No one's prepared to try and blow the other guy off the court. It just takes so much energy. They're toe-to-toe, but they're not swinging haymakers, are they?
Well, I think they're going to need to start doing so, though, aren't they? 5-all, we're really at the critical stages of this set, so someone's going to have to take some serious initiative here pretty soon. Little extra racket speed from Hewitt.
30 love.
Well, it's just an easier shot for him to hit when he goes off from the backhand corner, across court, off, call that the off forehand, over the low part of the net because of his low trajectory. It's a easier shot for him to make, Lleyton.
40 love.
You'll be enjoying this game, though. Try to get this one out of the way quickly and at least know he's got a foot into a tiebreaker if he has to.
(40-15). (40-30). Let's for service.
Oh, dangerous now. Nishikori again taking the ball early and forcing that result.
Yeah, for 40 love, Hewitt looked as if he was just going to go through the motions to the chair. That looks a bit concerning, as if he's worried about a hand or wrist, something.
Gee, this would go a long way to hurting Lleyton Hewitt in this match. 40 love here at 5-all, looking like he was cruising. And a point for Nishikori to then serve for the first set.
He's having to work harder, isn't he, Hewitt, to win serve.
You can't get that first serve over the net out wide there. It's
a have been his favourite serve, that one. Well, he makes the pass this time, Nishikori. 6-5, he leads. First set.
Nishikori leads 6-5. Sit quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
Gee, this whole first set, as long as it's taken and the grind it's been, has just been turned on its head, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's won 5 consecutive points. Nishikori from 40 love and Hewitt's previous service game.
Led for service.
Six, in fact. Thank you, Fitzy.
Oh, gee whiz. All of a sudden, he's got an adrenaline rush, and he looks fresh, doesn't he?
30 love. Thirty, 15.
Well, he's not adverse to going away across court with that backhand from the first court. Not a bad play. Might shorten a few of his points, hopefully.
Forty, 15.
Another little shake of the hand from Hewitt. All right, 2 set points. Nishikori. Oh, that'll work.
Well, there's a little bit of the throwing of caution to the wind here.
40,
Feeling
13.
that this set is really gone. Just loosens him up.
Oh, that's a beautiful ripping backhand to take the first set in 55 minutes. Number 2 seed, 7-5.
Second set. Hewitt to serve.
Yes, indeed. It's very, very hot, and I think both players are feeling it, more so Hewitt, it would seem.
I think, Jeff, it's common knowledge that it's over 40 degrees here outside. And I just wonder, though, this roof does temper that slightly, but it's, I don't know, 5 degrees maybe, but it's still brutally hot on this centre court. And Lleyton, for me, just hit a little mini wall there at the end of the first set. He's going to have to hang in there now, be really strong mentally, hang in there as he's, which he's so good at, but we'll just wait for a second wind a little bit. He's struggling to get the ball over the net sometimes here. That one was really late and halfway up the net. So physically, I think hurting.
Oh, oof.
Now that's got to be worth a challenge, doesn't it? He's not going to.
Oh, it's the farthest way away from Nishikori, and he would expect.
I can't believe he wouldn't challenge this.
Yeah. Well,
oh, it's in too.
Yeah. He looked at the chair umpire, Daraki, and she seemed to convince him it wasn't worth challenging.
I mean, at love 30, first game to really break this match wide open. Why wouldn't you? I mean, it's a tough one for the central linesman to central umpire to overrule, but he's got 3 challenges up his sleeve. At love 30, I'm amazed he didn't have a crack at that one, Nishikori. 30 all.
Well, it's always been his best serve, hasn't it? This wide serve to the forehand, get the opponent off court and then go from there. Had options aplenty. Certainly the fanatics trying hard to lift Hewitt.
Correction was good.
Well, umpire Daraki overruling there. So first game, second set going the way of Lleyton Hewitt.
First game, second set.
Interesting first set, Fitzy. It was tentative for a while, wasn't it?
Look, it was, and as you'd expect, you know, when you play in these oppressive type conditions, it's almost a slow unravelling of the set, isn't it? You sort of know what's going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. It's points are drawn out. They're difficult. They're physical. Your heart rate's high. You just don't have that spark that you would normally have in cooler conditions.
Game one, first set, Nishikori.
It was like a war of attrition the first set, and Lleyton, unfortunately for him, had 40 love at 5 all. Didn't finish out the game, give himself a chance to at least get into the tiebreaker, and in a moment's time, he found himself down a set. And mentally probably hurting now because he knows there's a long way back in these conditions.
Love.
There's a different margin, isn't there? The backhand from Nishikori's got a high sort of backswing to prepare, a bit like his forehand on both sides. He cocks the racket a little bit and then goes from high to low and then back up to high to get the margin on the ball, the top spin that gives it clearance. Lleyton has a very flat backswing. It's been one of the most solid backhands in the world for a long time, but you need the energy to hit it too. I guess my point is, Jeff, if you lose a bit of energy and you know you're struggling physically a bit, that margin for error or lack of it can hurt you. He's finding the net a lot here so far today.
And when they do clear the net, as was the case there, it's landing short. So Nishikori with no problems there to finish the point.
Thirty, 15. All.
Oh, that's world class.
Well, that's the backhand with which you were speaking earlier. He just drops the racket head at the last minute below the ball, sets up, drops the racket head, and then really accelerates up and through the ball, so he gets racket speed and spin. It's a beautiful hit.
Looks so safe, doesn't it?
Kei Nishikori.
So
1 game all.
1-1, second set. Nishikori, I think he's probably going to change rackets. He did that regularly yesterday, as he's got to change rackets. And, must have gone through 6 changes of rackets yesterday.
The bill at the stringers will be quite heavy by the end of the week.
And, we made the point that the strings get a little softer. There's the rackets he's got lined up. They get a little softer after 6-7 games, and players are pedantic. They want to get fresh strings that are lively again.
Interesting, though, he's not changing when the new balls came out.
Love.
It's quite often what players do, isn't it? The new balls come out and they change to a tighter restring.
Love. Third, 15.
Well, possibly a more energetic game here from Lleyton. This is a good point. Steps in and gets some good forward speed on that accurate forehand.
Game.
Solid game.
Hewitt.
Yep. So comfortable hold, 2-1 Hewitt, second set.
Hewitt leads 2 games to 1. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Time. Thank you. Thank you. Ready for play. $15
Chair umpire is Duraki's been quite generous with the players at the change of ends, allowing them a little more time to sit down and cool off. 90 seconds is the allocation, but they've been going a minute 45 at least.
Bit more energy now for Lleyton. He's starting to get a little bit more fire back into his eye here.
15-0.
That might be that second wind. He might need 3 or 4 wins over the duration of this match, but at least he looks like he's physically come back a bit here.
$30-15. $40-15.
I mean, you can tell that the energy is an issue because Hewitt is much less demonstrative today than has been the case. He's normally firing himself up and willing himself on, but he's not prepared to expend that sort of energy.
Kei Nishikori.
Plenty of
New
first serves
balls,
from
please.
Nishikori. 2-all.
2 games old.
See, there's more energy in that rally for me from Lleyton Hewitt. He's
15-love.
He's hitting the ball with a bit more clearance, hitting it early, getting to the ball. His first step is a bit quicker. So somehow he's pepped himself up a little bit here, Jeff, and recovered a little bit from the end of that first set. And he's definitely missing less as well. So the instinctive fighting spirit is back.
30-love.
Or it didn't leave, it just, or leave intentionally, it just subconsciously disappeared for a little while, I think, because of the energy levels. But he's got a glint in his eye again.
$40-love.
Great success when that first serve goes into play. He's winning 89% of the points, Hewitt, when that first serve goes in.
Game.
Untroubled. Hewitt still leading 3-2 second.
Hewitt leads 3 games to 2. Take a seat quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
Fitzy, this is where both players, particularly Hewitt here, will probably work, and I think it was indicated there, worked very hard in the first couple of points to get a lead. He's up 3 games to 2, and the first couple of points just critical when these conditions are so oppressive. Digging in here, Hewitt, isn't he?
He is. And I think he's got Nishikori's attention now. Nishikori probably bathing a little bit in the delight of winning the first set and feeling that he was in the box seat, but he needs to be careful. More penetration on the Lleyton Hewitt ground strokes now. That means energy.
Yeah, okay, so
Love
3 break
40.
points. He's only had one other break point opportunity in the match so far. Well, just measured ground strokes here from Nishikori. Didn't panic. He gave himself good margin while still keeping up some aggression.
He does need to break, doesn't he, to really give himself a boost. Be a little depressing if he doesn't break through here. Oh, that was the opportunity. I think the ball got a bit close to him there. I think he overran it, Lleyton, but he had the chance to move inside the court here and hurt Nishikori with the two-hander across court.
Well, it's one of his favourite shots normally, isn't it?
It is, and inevitably he can follow that in. He can use it as an approach shot if he hits it short and angled enough.
Oh, it's long.
Advantage.
Well, possibly a
Nishikori.
telling moment in this match, this game.
Well, it's been symptomatic of his play all week, though, Nishikori. Whenever he's been in trouble, he's played aggressively, but with some margin. He did it yesterday. And he's been very good at it again today, saving these break points. Oh.
Use.
Did you see what I saw?
I saw Nishikori just stretching the thighs a little.
Advantage, Nishikori.
I think both players realise the significance of this game. It's 4-2 Hewitt or 3-all when they're deep into this second set. Well, that's a win-win, that point, isn't it? By winning the point, he also threw Nishikori all over the court.
Use.
Yeah, and in a perverse sort of way, when you're involved in a point like that, you almost want it not to end, don't you? Because in these conditions, you want to hurt the other guy as much as you can physically. And Lleyton there looked very comfortable. It was Nishikori doing all the work. And maybe had an accumulative effect on him that caused that.
Advantage, Hewitt.
Fifth break point for Hewitt of the match to date.
Use. Advantage. Nishikori.
Well, that was a fatigued shot from Hewitt. It was a short second serve at 122 kilometres an hour. You can see the disgust from Hewitt at missing that sort of return.
It's a big game. I know it's
Use.
a bit of a cliche, but it really is. It's a battle of wills here. For Hewitt, it would go a long way to winning this second set if he can break. Wow. He's confident on that side, both ground strokes, but that backhand up the line where you cause a lot of damage these days. In the modern game, they get a lot of their winners here, the players up the line. It's taking a bit more of a risk, but you can make it. The reward is there.
Well, both
Kei
players really
Nishikori.
gave their all in that game, but Nishikori comes out on top. 3-all.
3 games all.
So this is the Hewitt return of serve placement, and there's a bit of a pattern there, Fitzy.
Well, there really is. He's going towards the Nishikori backhand. I mean, it's a sort of a natural thing to do, I think, for players. I'm sure it's not unique to playing against Nishikori. It's usually a general rule of thumb.
Love. Nishikori challenging the call on the left service line. Ball was called in.
He looks like a good kid, doesn't he? A nice sort of nature.
Second serve.
He's pretty confident it was out.
all.
See, Lleyton Hewitt regularly talks about the big points, you know, how important the big points are in a match. And so far, this week, Nishikori has been, we spoke about his break points, the number of break points he saved. Nishikori, he's saved 20 of 21 break points in the last 2 matches.
all.
So, average service game duration, Hewitt, Nishikori, 2 minutes as opposed to just over 4 for Nishikori.
Great attacking tennis from Hewitt. Isn't that interesting? Over 4 minutes for Nishikori, just over 2 for Lleyton. That's an indication that Lleyton has been in the Nishikori service games a lot more, has been threatening to break. But the ironic thing is that for all of those stats, he's lost his serve and Nishikori hasn't. So that was the deciding factor in the first set, deep in the first. But it is ironic that it looks like he's giving Nishikori more trouble on his service games than the reverse.
Game Hewitt.
Hewitt 4-3, second set, hanging tough.
Hewitt leads 4 games to 3. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Seats, please. Time. Mr. Hewitt is challenging the call on the left near sideline. Ball was called in.
So these wide serves to the forehand are particularly effective when players are fatiguing, drag them out of court. They know they've got a lot of work to do to recover, so keep seeing those serves hit rather frequently, I suspect.
$15-all.
All right, well, here's a chance for Hewitt again.
15-13.
We saw the double fault in his previous service game, Nishikori, and the legs looked like they were getting a little tired.
He was flexing them, wasn't he?
Yeah. Legs used extensively in the serve to drive up at the ball.
Play where he steps away. The second serve not quite good enough. And the off forehand hurts Nishikori again. So he needs to be careful, because I tell you what, if Lleyton wins this second set, you know from his character that he'll get fired up for the third. If he gets a sniff. Trying to force the
30,
issue
40.
with the penetrating forehand there, but it was just stand and deliver, wasn't it, from Nishikori?
So one more break point here. You can't surely keep escaping all these threatening situations, Nishikori. And Hewitt's feet just letting him down there, finished up reaching for that last backhand.
He just cleared the net there twice with two forehands too late, and I was worried he was going to hit it in the net, but yeah, it looked like he just missed his step and missed his footwork slightly there on the final shot. Another chance, though. Nishikori's been a little flat in this set. I think his standard was generally just a fraction higher in the first set, and his natural attacking flair has just been a tiny bit off in the last 20-odd minutes. Break point again for Hewitt.
Use. Advantage, Nishikori.
Just having a little chat to his support box there and struggling a little.
Oh, he goes the other way. Not a bad point, especially if you can pull a few of those off.
Yes.
I mean, well, you keep the point short, don't you?
Yeah.
And also put a lot of doubt into the second serve of the opposition.
Well, as you said, he's been hitting the off forehand from that position regularly, so just the odd change-up is perfect. Here's another one of these long service games that we showed you earlier on Nishikori. But it's all in vain if you can't get
Advantage,
the desired service
Nishikori.
break.
Correction, ball's good. Mr. Nishikori challenging the call on the right baseline. Ball was called in.
Well, the chair umpire overruled, and now Nishikori is challenging the chair's overrule.
Yeah, so Eva's a little nervous right now.
And she's correct, umpire
Close hands.
Astaraki.
And she's relieved too, but Lleyton was a little hacked off at the baseline person.
Replay the points. Advantage, Nishikori. Mr. Nishikori has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, he had the better of the point, clearly, so that's why he's so disappointed. Now Nishikori gets first serve all over again. Well, he just keeps on battling, doesn't he, Nishikori? 4-all, second set.
4 games all.
Probably not a bad way to warm up on a day like this either, Jeffrey. Stay inside. You know, for a lot of us, there's a fine line between warmed up and worn out, I would have thought, in these conditions.
Well, Nishikori will really try and strike hard here. He'll know that Hewitt will be disappointed at not breaking last service game or the game before that. So he'll use that to his advantage. And first point going the way, the number 2 seed here.
$15-all.
Oh, what a shot. And lifting his intensity a little bit here, Nishikori. You know, intuitively, players know when the important games arrive. And Nishikori knows if he can, after having staved off all of these long games on his own serve, if he breaks here, he'll probably find that extra bit of energy he needs to serve this out. So this is the game in his mind that can win the match for him. And now on the precipice, Lleyton Hewitt here. You know, it's the 4-all game. He hasn't been able to break through Nishikori's serve. So in some ways, I mean, these are not match points, but in some ways you could argue that they're almost as big. 15-40.
$30-40.
He's got a challenge.
Gee whiz, it was close.
Far sideline.
You could tell his intensity was high there. Trying to win the point rather than letting Lleyton Hewitt miss.
Oh, it's just wide.
Ball stands.
Oh, there's millimetres in it sometimes, isn't there?
Yep.
Use.
Chance to
Mr.
serve.
Nishikori has 1 challenge remaining.
To break and serve for a place in the final, or it's back to juice and Hewitt still very much alive.
Advantage Hewitt.
One way or the other, it's inspirational, isn't it? And he's tired, his legs are struggling a bit, Lleyton, but he will not lie down. And, you know, he gets through this game, and all it takes is just a little momentum swing. forehand of Nishikori's looks so safe, doesn't it?
Yes.
Simple and safe.
Well, he gets the ball up and down so quickly. Anytime he's got a little bit of an angle with which to work, he makes it his friend with this spin. Clears the net, drops it down quickly. It's too good.
He's trying to hit the ball harder here,
Advantage
Nishikori.
Hewitt.
It's funny though, you know, when it's so hot like this, your mind says, yeah, I can hit this shot, and then you're just a fraction late with your body catching up. So he's spraying a couple, at least trying to force the issue though. Game point, Hewitt.
Kei Nishikori.
Lleyton Hewitt, he's still very much alive. 5-4 he leads, second set.
Hewitt leads 5-4. Take a seat quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time.
Welcome back to Pat
Thank you.
Rafter Arena, where we're really enjoying this slugfest here in oppressive conditions. Neither player prepared to give an inch. Nishikori serving 4-5. Good start, and of course, don't forget, following this match,
Love 15.
Federer and Shardy, the other single semi-final. That should be a ripper, but this one building and building. You sense that there's still potentially lots more to go. Yes, Hewitt seizing the moment.
Well, he's been here hundreds of times before, hasn't he, Lleyton Hewitt? I tell you what, Nishikori needs to get his first serve in here on the first court. It's a little easier for Lleyton to attack.
Does he go wide here? Stretch Hewitt out of court.
He better get his first serve in.
He does, and
I think
there's
he does.
hesitation.
Mr. Hewitt is challenging the call on the right serve. The ball was called in.
That's well in, so good serve.
Yeah, that was a complete miss by Lleyton. That's strange to have him.
Mr. Hewitt has one challenge remaining.
So both players now just with the one remaining challenge in this set.
Out. 30.
Gee, it almost looks like Lleyton's hitting the ball flatter than he used to hit it.
Yeah, there was no spin on that at all, was there?
Almost underspin on that ball.
That's long. That was a good return from Hewitt, who was looking for that wide serve. So again,
30,
we've said it so many times, Nishikori facing a break point.
And this one's more than just a break point.
Certainly is. Chance for a set all here for Hewitt. And indeed, Lleyton Hewitt, he never goes away. He's tied this match up. It's a set all.
6 games to 4. 1 set all.
You'd never ever bet against Lleyton, not in any situation. I mean, he's all heart and guts, isn't he? And now you might see his adrenaline go up a little bit. You know, Nishikori needs to be tough here mentally to stay with him now, because Lleyton will use the crowd. He'll use his own adrenaline, and he's going to be hard to beat now, you'd think, in the third set. Funny old second set, wasn't it, Jeff? The highlights were, I think, a little less than the first. I mean, Lleyton had all the opportunities, really. He's the one that's made Nishikori work harder on his own serve, but it was really ironic until the last game that he hadn't been able to break through. But tell you what, that old term war of attrition, this is one of them.
Yeah, the atmosphere out here now is just fantastic. And I think I put forth the analogy early on that this was, it looked as if the players were treating it like a marathon. They were both going to just try and stick with each other. Well, I think they're at 4-all in the second set. Nishikori tried to break away. He really went after Hewitt and wasn't able to do so. So I think now he's going to find it a little bit difficult early in this third set when he's tried to make the breakaway, and it hasn't worked. Hewitt's gone with him, and then in athletic parlance, gone ahead of him, and it's going to take a big mental effort, as you suggested, from Nishikori, I think now, particularly with Hewitt serving first in this third set. That's going to be a plus for him. So the crowd's up for it, and we're up for it. And we're certain, all you at home viewing this, as you've done so many times when Lleyton Hewitt is in action, enjoying every moment.
I find on days that are so oppressive like this that when you lose the first set, it takes an enormous amount of resilience and mental strength to hang in there long enough and keep asking the question. But once you've done it and you can get back on an even keel, I think you're favourite.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Final set.
Well, they've been out there for an hour and 58 minutes, these two, but to them in these conditions, it probably feels like 3 hours and 58 minutes, but that will be out of their minds. They've changed shirts. They're refreshed. Hewitt to get us underway. Third set.
$15 love. $30 love.
Good opening, just what the doctor ordered.
40 love.
A bit of anger there, I think.
40-15.
Not a bad thing.
Kei Nishikori.
Good serving from Hewitt. Some serious energy. Opening game, third set.
First game, final set.
It is indeed a challenge. You've got to be ready for all those sorts of contingencies, and I'm sure Shardy and Federer are just having small snacks, you know, some fruit.
And they probably take some of those small snacks out on the court with them too, just to replenish, especially on a day like this. But it is hard. It can be 1 hour, it can be 3, and it's all about constant adaptation.
Beautiful. Love that word.
Gee, if I'd said that in the next match, you'd be giving me the par excellence again, Jeff.
Well, you can see, though, Hewitt, though, he's really lifted here. He played a good opening game. He's got the lead, 1-love. He wants to strike again here. He knows his opponent mentally has got to be a little down.
Well, you can see mentally he wants to hurt Nishikori here. He tried to get around and hit the off forehand. Couldn't quite get enough of it to really do some damage, but Nishikori was pushed back there and drags that one into the net. He's got the momentum, hasn't he? Oh, what an opening. It's the previous service game of Nishikori, which has been the first one in this whole encounter that Lleyton Hewitt's been able to break through, and now he can make it, or he's got the chance to make it twice in a row. He's got it.
Yeah, he has indeed. Hewitt up a break in the third. Well, you just sensed, Fitzy, that he knew this was the moment to strike. He came out really determined to put a little bit more on the return, and he's been rewarded. So a hold here would see him at 3-love, which is 1 service break, but it's a mighty lead in a third set. Then as an opponent, you're already fatiguing.
Gee whiz, too early to say he's gone, but there's not good signs from the camp of Nishikori or that end of the court. This is a poor miss. And then he tapped his thighs again, Jeff. You picked up on that about 8 games ago. He's all over the place at the moment, Nishikori.
Well, he had a long match yesterday with Cilic, did Nishikori. And at the end of that match, Cilic was hurting. And I'm suspecting that it took a little more out of Nishikori than we realised. He's certainly struggling.
He missed by a whisker. You know, the unfortunate thing here for Nishikori is that if he shows signs that he's tiring or wilting down the other end, that just makes Lleyton Hewitt's mentality grow another leg. So it's a double win for Lleyton. He'll go up if he sees his opponent going down. And he's busted this match wide open here.
40-15.
It's just a little chip return, which is a sign of someone getting there a little bit lethargically, not quite in position to give it a rip.
Late for service.
Big ace, Hewitt, seemingly with things under control. Can you believe it? 3-love, third set.
New balls, please. Hewitt leads 3-love. Seats quickly, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Time. Take a seat quickly, please. Thank you. Love.
Number 2 seed, Kei Nishikori, and his supporters clearly a little concerned. More ice at the change of ends. It's been a brutal afternoon. You feel a lot more brutal now when he's trailing.
Trying to finish the points too soon, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a sign of fatigue, surely.
15 all.
And he's flicking his legs there just below the camera lens there. He's really kicking his feet out, trying to flex his thighs and calves, and just trying to finish the points too early. So Hewitt here would be thinking
30,
depth, get the ball back deep. He was too short then, made that an easy put away for Nishikori. But if he can get the ball back deep and force Nishikori to go for more than he should on a deep ball, that's a different story. He's relentless, Lleyton Hewitt.
And to the back of the court here, just in front of us, Nishikori really starting to flex the legs. The calves, I think, are starting to worry him just a little also.
Out.
Well, worth a challenge, isn't it? He's not going to, it looks like, Lleyton.
40,
Maybe a fraction wide. Through the air, I thought this was going to land on the line, Jeff.
Just wide.
Good overall.
Kei
Well,
Nishikori.
Nishikori, he's full of fight as well. 3-1 Hewitt.
Hewitt leads 3 games to 1. Led for service. Love.
He's even serving better in this
30 love.
set. Hewitt, 75% first serves in this set. For the match, it's still poor, 47%. But the good news is it's on the improve.
40 love.
Well, one thing's for sure, Kei Nishikori is not the player he was in the first set and a half here. He's gone off the boil. Maybe because he is boiled.
40-15.
Well, when he's not on the road, he lives in Bradenton, Florida, Nishikori, which is time to time very hot and humid, so he shouldn't be disused to these sort of temperatures, but seemingly he's starting to hurt.
Let's first service.
Well, that's a very wayward miss from Nishikori. 4-1 Hewitt.
Hewitt leads 4-1. Take a seat quickly, please. Thank you. Time.
That strange backhand that every now and then just flies off maybe the throat of that racket and just careens over the baseline by a fair distance. He'd be pretty desperate for another break though, wouldn't he?
30 love.
Yeah, no question about that. Nishikori understands it. He's just behind one service break, so he'll be desperate just to stay in touch if possible. Don't forget, of course, Shardy and Federer will be following immediately after this match. They've been waiting patiently, probably enthralled. Probably happy this match is going a fair while, so they'll start when it's a little cooler. It's another very ballooned ground stroke. Nishikori staying in touch, trailing 2-4.
Hewitt leads 4-2.
Fitzy, this is where early points in a game are critical, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're feeling tired. If you get up in a game, it just motivates you to push a little harder. Conversely, the reverse is true.
Okay, well, a pump of the fist there from Nishikori, and almost at Custer's last stand at the moment. He needs to make a move. Well, he bit the bullet, didn't he, Lleyton there? He was... His choice on the first backhand was to really go with a low percentage one down the line, and after he'd made that, he was back in the point, but prone to catch the tape a little bit there, so he took a risk. Great defence. Trademark effort.
30-15.
Tell you what, he's coming back and he's using that towel back towards our commentary box. There's a dark window at the back left there, the second one from the left, actually. And he's walking towards us. He knows we're in there, Jeff, and intensity in his eyes is... It's quite a trademark.
Well, he's certainly got the bit between his teeth here now. He senses that finishing line.
40-15.
Oh, this is a good game. No over expenditure of energy here for him either.
Oh, that's good stuff from Hewitt. Lleyton Hewitt, 5-2. He's one game away from a place in the final.
Hewitt leads 5-2. Seats quickly, please. Thank you. Time. Thank you. Thank you.
Kei Nishikori in serious trouble. 2-5, serving to stay alive. He's seemingly gone. The legs are gone. Yeah. And that's the reaction from Hewitt last game. He knew how significant it was to get to 5. And the look in the eye, as John Fitzgerald mentioned, it's there.
And when Nishikori misses now, he's missing by a much bigger margin. That's a sign of tiredness.
It's probably a bit of a blow to the pride of Nishikori as well. He's 8.5 years younger than Hewitt. And, if he's to lose to a man that much older in these conditions, he'll be most disappointed, I would suspect.
You can imagine a younger ego would take that fairly hard, I think, Jeff.
Well, he looks fresher now, Hewitt, than he did at the back end of the second set.
Well, there's no longer, you know, the long rallies we saw earlier. He's just missing early, and he's missing by a long way now, Nishikori.
That's long. And Nishikori forced to go for more than he wants to go, and the crowd is absolutely delighted with the performance here of Lleyton Hewitt, as well they should be. It's an incredible performance. 2010 was the last of his 28 singles victories. 2005 was the last time he won a tournament in Australia, and he's not about to do that yet, but he has a chance right here of at least getting to the final. Match points. Still a match point.
Deuce.
The look of resignation. I've got to play a few more of these points out here now. Well, it ain't over till it's over.
Oh, he's made it. Brilliant shot from Nishikori.
Advantage, Nishikori.
Well, he goes to his favourite play, because this is it. Out wide to the first court and go for the winner on the first forehand down the line. Well, that's a little annoying from Lleyton Hewitt's point of view. He's challenging, but I think it might be good. Nishikori's confident. And
yes, indeed. Good effort from Nishikori.
It was.
Back-to-back aces, so this game now for Hewitt.
Hewitt leads 5 games to 3.
It's going to be challenging.
Mr. Hewitt has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, you wouldn't have picked this 4 points ago, would you, Jeff?
Indeed, would
Love
not.
15.
Nishikori, credit to him. He's still hurting physically. He's shaking the legs once or twice there. Look, to try and keep them loose, but he's not going away either.
All.
Oh, went for the favourite return. Couldn't make it. Hewitt desperate for a couple of free points on serve.
Well, he's just rolling the dice, isn't he, Nishikori? He feels physically he has to, but
30,
players are
15.
dangerous when they're like that because he doesn't miss this one or the last one by too much. It could have been, if would have, could have, isn't, but it could have been love 40.
You can see the disappointment clearly there for Nishikori.
Time violation, warning, Hewitt.
Not sure if that's necessary. I know they have been pushing the limits, haven't they? But
Oh, I think it's been called a foot fault.
it has. Gee
Wow.
whiz. It's a bit of drama because the warning and the foot fault, that was a winning serve.
Well, he stayed calm, Hewitt, and he needed to put in a good second serve.
40-15.
Well, he had 2 match points previous game. Now they're on his serve.
Thank you.
Hewitt, he's in the final.
2 sets to 1. 5-7, 6-4, 6-3.
Two hours and 30 minutes it took, and it was a slow burn, brutal conditions.